Hi, what's good? So I decided to change my intro today because I want to introduce you guys to this Final Cut Pro titles and transitions bundle that's selling on Envato Market for $39. This is literally the best, the only, and the most complete Final Cut Pro bundle that you're going to need if you're starting out on YouTube, if you've always been on YouTube. In fact, if you make your own motion graphics like I do sometimes, you're still going to enjoy having this. So without any further ado, I am going to flex one of my favorite features on the Final Cut Pro bundle right now by pretending to get a text message on my phone, and I'm going to reply that text message, also still pretending, and then I'm going to put my phone away, and then we're going to jump right into the video. Let's go. Now, as you can see from the Final Cut Pro bundle on the page, it tells you that you're going to get 1,050 elements in the collection. This is basically going to include 600 titles, 300 transitions, and you're also going to get 150 extra elements. Now, these elements are going to include things like animated background. You're going to get things like animated elements that let you do stuff like this. And then you're also going to get lower thirds. You're going to get callouts. You're going to get things that let you display products. For example, like this one that you're seeing on the screen right now, where you can basically feature the product, show the price of the product, and show a bunch of other things about the product. Maybe a quick description that can help you quickly explain and showcase the product if you're a tech reviewer like myself. There's a bunch of other stuff here too. If you're somebody who is trying to create, I don't know, some sort of webinar, some sort of online class, some sort of online course, whatever, there's a bunch of things in here that you can use to advertise that to people, and it looks absolutely fantastic. You also get things like social media boxes that pop up, all completely animated. You're going to get things that let you show off your Instagram, like so right now. And please follow me on Instagram, because if you don't follow me on Instagram, I am going to die. You're also going to get things like a subscribe button and other animated buttons as such. Oh, and when you get to my Instagram, make sure you like all my posts, because, well, isn't that amazing? Installation for this bundle is really straightforward. So all you have to do is basically follow the video instructions that it has already included in the bundle when you unzip it, and it's straightforward from there. It's probably going to take you 1 minute to install this bundle into your Final Cut Pro, and you're good to go. Without any further ado, let's actually jump into Final Cut Pro and see everything that you get in the bundle. Obviously, I don't need to reintroduce myself. You already know my name is Kagan, but I wanted to flex, so I'm going to show you what that is going to look like with the lower third. Now, in this shot, for example, that I'm about to show you, this is basically the Samsung Galaxy A71, and I basically want to tell you, say, 5 things about the A71 that I love, and I can just quickly use one of these titles that I like. I already dragged this to save time, and we're just gonna come in here and we're going to customize that, for example. So we want to say 5 things. So I think that's how you spell 5, V-E, 5 things that we love about the A71. Things that I love about the A71. All done. So if you play that back now, you're going to see the title come to life, and it's going to show you 5 things that I love about the A71. It's literally titles that are fantastically animated like this. They don't actually take a lot of time to render, and they're fully customizable. You can change the colors, you can change the font, you can pretty much change whatever you like, pretty much, I think. I mean, if you don't like that color, or you have your own brand colors that you use and you want to use those, you're absolutely free to do that. For example, in my case, say this is my brand color, I could just quickly do this, and that's it. Now, all of these titles are very easy to customize. They're very quick to customize, and they're not going to stress you out at all. That's one of my favorite things about this bundle. As you can see here, I am still in the first section of the minimal titles, which is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, look at how many titles you get. There are so many different things that these titles can do. Like, you have a title for almost everything, almost. There's hardly anything you can think of that he didn't include in this bundle. I mean, wow. When I was starting out on YouTube, I bought a lot of bundles off of Envato Market that were basically supposed to help me improve my videos and make them better and yada, yada, yada. After a while, I found myself not using them as much because I always ended up needing to buy more. There was always something missing. Either it was the callouts or the lower thirds, or something just was always missing. But with this bundle, you basically get so much stuff that you're never going to run out. Think about this, for example. If you're somebody who is running a list channel on YouTube, maybe top 10 health tips kind of channels, or top 10 foods that do this, or top 5 foods that do this, you can actually use something like this, for example, to display your numbered list on top of your screen, while whatever videos or photo footages that you're animating are going to be playing behind this title, and it's going to look fantastic. Beyond the minimal titles, you also get kinetic titles, and these are probably my favorite kind of titles that you can get for YouTube. They are very, very dynamic, they move very quickly, and I love the way that they change very, very rapidly. I mean, look at this one, for example. This is so cool. This is so cool. So many different things that you can do with these titles, and I will be showing different examples of these titles on the screen right now so that you can see what I mean. They look fantastic, they work, and you don't need to stress yourself too much to get them working. They're all so really, really, really good. It also has corporate titles in here, so if you're making videos for corporate companies, businesses, hotels, things like that, you can actually come to this section and you would find the absolute perfect titles for whatever corporate projects that you're on at the moment. That's really impressive too. It has a section for logo titles as well. It's really impressive the number of things that you can do with this bundle. I mean, there is just an endless amount of stuff. You also have titles that you can use to display quotes on the screen that are not intrusive, and they're very, very minimalist. I like the fact that these are not too, I don't know what the word is. They're just not too all over the place. You also get niche titles. Look at this, for example. You wanted to show the specs of a phone, for example, or timestamps at the beginning of your video. This could come in very handy, and you could use this to show everything that you needed to show. Of course, I'm going to edit all these titles and show them in my final video so that you can see what I'm talking about and see that I'm not just bluffing. And I'm going to customize them as randomly as I possibly could, just so that you would get an idea of what I mean. Now to the lower thirds. Now this I don't really use personally, but I've tried to use them recently in most of my recent videos, just so I can show you guys what those actually look like. The options are absolutely limitless. They're endless. You could show your name in like 100 different ways. There's just so many options, you get tired at some point, in fact. So maybe just pick something and stick to it. Now, for the typography title section, which is section 10, by the way, we've moved very far, you get this kind of titles that help you display a product and the major information about the product, as well as the price and the title. And you can use this to basically show your audience a product if you're like a tech reviewer or somebody. And if you're somebody who is trying to run a webinar, or you maybe have a mobile app that you're trying to advertise or you're trying to showcase in your video, you can use something like this, for example. I mean, this would be perfect for a mobile app, and you can have your download links in your description, and link in bio or link in description and all of that. And if you're trying to run a webinar or some sort of Instagram class, or maybe some sort of online course, or you're a web guru of some kind, you can literally use something like this to display your event, your date, where people are supposed to come watch and things like that. Even if it's a physical event, you can actually still use this. If you're trying to sell a book, this would be perfect. I mean, look at this. This would be perfect for selling a book. I would sell a book. In fact, I feel like writing a book right now. I am now in the call out section, and wow. If you're somebody who does real estate video, something like this could be very useful for you. You could use it to highlight sections of a building or a property or photos that you wanted people to see and pay attention to. And after that section, you have the Stomp titles. These titles are basically very energetic titles that pop in, pop out, pop up, pop off, pop whatever you want to call it. They're really, really energetic, and you could use this in like your travel videos and your exciting videos and your beach videos and things like that. And they're gonna really, really stand out. I'll show you examples of that right now as well. So beyond that, we get to the social media section. Now this is where it gets interesting. You basically get all these things for notifications, YouTube, Instagram, likes increasing and such, all of the features that you basically get in your Instagram stories, you're basically going to get them here as well. The hashtag feature, the slider feature, all of that gets here. All of that you get here, and you can actually use in your video. So you don't have to go all the way back to Instagram and create a post and screenshot it before you can use it in like a YouTube video or a vertical video. You could literally edit all of that into it from here automatically. The social media section is probably especially useful to YouTubers, for example, because you get like this really nice subscribe buttons and you have like 4 different options, right? There's the ones that have the bell, there's the one that don't have the bell, there's the one that has your profile photo and your description and all of that. If you want that, you can use that. And you also get icons for your videos. Now, going out to look for GIFs and icons to use in Final Cut Pro can be very daunting and difficult, but with this, it has a bunch of animated icons that you can actually use in your videos that are pre-animated, and you can just drag and drop and reposition however you please. Now, another place that I really like with this bundle is going to have to be the logo stings. I get very bored of logo stings. This is why I don't use them. My YouTube intro is very boring, very straightforward, and it's like 2 or 3 seconds long, and it's this. The Khan of Gods! Now, the reason why I stuck with that is because it's simple, it's very easy for me to use, and if I had to create it from scratch, it will probably take me 10 minutes. But with the stuff that Vistina has made, I'm actually starting to question that now, because there are so many options of really nice minimalistic logo stings that you can use in this bundle. I mean, look at this. This is so fantastic. You can take a look at my intro again, for example, to see what I'm talking about. The Khan of Gods! There are so many new ways now that I can scream the Khan of Cans at my audience for the next few weeks, and they're going to be absolutely tired of me. I mean, I love this one, for example. Look at this. This is so fantastic. I'm definitely going to be using this for a while and probably permanently. I don't know. Beyond the logo stings though, you also get backgrounds. I think this is probably one of my favorite parts of this bundle, or whatever you want to call it. I like the fact that this bundle lets me use this animated background for when I'm displaying photos in my videos. For example, if I'm showing the photos that a phone can take, for example, or a lens, I can very quickly, easily say, oh, put the photos on the screen without it being boring, because just using a plain background can be very boring sometimes. But having a little bit of motion and a little bit of GIFs and stuff on there can actually help. And I also like the fact that you can very easily edit these things. You can make them a little more blurry. You can change the colors, you can change the speed that these balls are moving at and things like that. And it's the same thing with every single one of these backgrounds. You can literally change almost everything about them and make them more interesting for your audience, and that is absolutely fantastic. Now, there are so many backgrounds here, you're definitely going to get a headache trying to choose because it's just too much, and you have shape accents and such. Now, this is where I'm going to end. I'm not somebody who uses shape accents and stuff a lot in my videos, but if you're somebody who likes to doodle or you do a lot of animation work, this could probably save you some time. Now, moving on to the transition section, I absolutely love the transitions inside of this bundle. My favorite, in fact, are the paintbrush wipe transitions. They're absolutely fantastic. What I like to use them for is display basically photos, right? When I'm displaying photos on the screen, I use them to transition from a section or a set of photos to another set of photos. It works fantastic and it looks absolutely beautiful. I do this, in fact, it's become my newest addiction. The moment that I put a photo on the screen, I basically run to go and look for a paintbrush animation to transition between that and the next set of photos that I want to display. It works magic. And to think that this entire bundle costs you only $39, I feel like by now, you basically already have more value for your money right now than you can ever expect or even want. So by the time we dig into the fact that these transitions are actually a lot, you have zoom transitions, you have ink transitions, you have bleach transitions, you have different kinds of slide transitions, color shapes, all sorts of things over here. In fact, I'm a little tired of reading everything out. It's just a lot, fam. It's a lot. It's a whole lot. The zoom transitions also have an entire section for them that shows you different types of zoom transitions that you can use. These zoom transitions, I think, are going to be perfect for people who are travel vloggers. So people who make videos like Matt Como, people who make videos like all the other guys who put their names beside their video titles, they're absolutely going to love this. That one time I visited Thailand and jumped off a cliff and boom, you just transition into being in the sea or something. It's fantastic. I absolutely love it. So ultimately, even though this bundle is called the Titles and Transitions bundle, it's way more than that. It offers you way more than it says it does. I mean, you get way more than you pay for and way more than you bargain for. You're going to be getting lower thirds, callouts, transitions, animations, different types of typography titles, things that you can use for your webinars and stuff like that. And you're going to get all these animated icons that actually save you a lot of time. And I absolutely love the kinetic titles. the Kinetic titles absolutely do it for me. And the Stomp titles are a very close second for me. I absolutely love those. I love how energetic they look. I love how they pop onto the screen. I love how they give my video life and they make it less boring. If there was any con with this bundle that I could think of, it would be the fact that it gives me so many options now I cannot choose. I don't even know where to begin to choose with this bundle because there are so many different things that I want to try out, and it can get a little confusing and daunting, and I guess that's not a bad thing. Having options is always good. You can always figure out what aesthetic you're going for your brand and just absolutely stick to that with this bundle. Now, here's a fun fact. The first bundle that I bought on Envato Market was around $40, and it cost more than this, and it had less than 25% of what this entire bundle has. So if you needed a bundle that was the king of all bundles, a bundle that basically has everything that you're going to need for your YouTube channel or for your video edits or whatever, this is probably the bundle that you should absolutely go for, and you should go for it right now. For $39, it's really affordable and it's not going to break the bank. And once you buy this once, you never have to buy it again. You basically have it forever. And according to the page, the creator of this bundle, Vistina, is an elite author, and he also promises that he is going to be updating this very regularly. So if he adds new stuff to this, you're basically going to get it for free by simply re-downloading the entire bundle and reinstalling it again. So that was basically my thoughts on what I think is the best Final Cut Pro X titles, transitions, and everything else bundle that you're ever going to need. If you need one, buy this one, nothing else, because this is the only one that I have seen that has absolutely everything in it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I guess I'll see you on another video that was shot by Kagan. Peace.